one.
Hello, and welcome to the Ladies' Tale.
Oh yeah, you had that one. You're all. It's all you, Jade. Because
thank you, and I'm Jade.
Oh my goodness, and I'm another.
Hi, social distance style.
I'm so proud.
We remember to introduce ourselves
in like the first 3 sentences.
I know, so like I feel like the little soul to it. They're like, remember to introduce ourselves. Remember to introduce ourselves. Okay, Friday. I'm going to the beach after this. Let me be happy.
Yes,
Ooh,
and we have our fresh juice cocktail. So we just juice some cherries, and now we're going to make them into old fashions, or was it cider?
No, we're gonna like do a cherry mash. Like so. Anyway,
cherry mash and bourbon.
I'm just like making it. I'm making up drinks at this point. I mean, we've been in the house for how long? At this point,
some rum, some tequila. You'll be good.
Ooh. Do you remember when we came up with that drink, Crown Royal and vodka? Or the Scotch top.
Or how you have to have white Zinfandel and vodka.
No, that's red wine
and vodka.
White Zinfandel and Jameson. There we go. We're done.
Either one. Either one's good.
We got sidetracked.
I know, in the beginning. Yeah, we wrote a bunch of things, y'all. I mean, a lot of things. So we were literary life guides with pop poetry. So, you know, because poets, they can't ever stop putting pen to paper, so that's why we wrote so many things. All right, so And I Thought series, And I Thought Divorce Was Bad with Other Life Lessons, And I Thought Being Grown Up Was Easy, both available on audible.com, barnesandnoble.com, and amazon.com. And the other cloud favorite, which is
And I Thought I Did My Journey Alone, which is also available on all those sites. And then you can check out the rest of
not Audible. It's not
available on Audible. That's true. It's not read yet. But you can check out the rest of 13 of the And I Thought series.
So many.
Oh, wow.
There you go. So the next one
on the Misfit Guide series, and then we are the co-founders of the 25 Hottest Indie Authors, Artists, and Advocate magazine, and you can check out everything your ladies are doing. Wow, because we have the Ladies Tale podcast. That just feels weird. So anyway, check out everything your ladies are doing on www.andwethought.com. But y'all aren't here to hear about us. Who comes to hear about us? Nobody.
No, we're here to hear about our wonderful guests, and I'm going to steal this intro from you real quick.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Take it right out of my mouth. Corona and all, right? Because it's Corona season now.
It's like the Corona season.
That's why you don't steal stuff. That's why you don't steal stuff. That's FYI.
Anyway, I'm taking it from her. So our guest today is with us because we wrote a script. And we wrote a script together. Okay. Called Managers. Was the narrator on our table read, which you can hear on this podcast. If you go back to episode 1, this will be episode 3. Go back to episode 1, listen to it, and hear how a wonderful job that he did. Now he can introduce himself.
Hi, my name is Matt Shafi-Rudin. I'm an actor and writer. I'm currently living in Las Vegas, and not working. Trying to get through this pandemic.
I thought they had started doing. I thought they had opened production in Las Vegas.
It's sporadic here and there. I mean, they're still doing stuff on Zoom, like depending on what the production is, like like readings, like you guys have. But some of the actual shooting, I don't think they've opened because Vegas had recently started to open. But now they're the statistics are starting to go back up, so they're starting to roll back everything. So like the bars are starting to close again. The only things that are really open is like the casinos on the Strip. I mean, the basic stuff is still open, but I mean, like really, really open is only the casinos. But even in the casinos, they're closing the bars, they're closing the shows again. And and the restaurant, so there's not a lot to do but gamble and sit in your room. But we're still getting a lot of people from California, because a lot of things in California are closed. A lot of them are coming here, so we're still busy. It's weird.
That is true.
Wow.
I know you have one person that we personally know that just flew out there this morning. They were like, "Look, I'm in Vegas," and I went, "You got on a plane and you flew to Vegas for 5 hours? Good luck."
Yeah, good luck. Have fun with whatever you're doing, which isn't a lot.
Yeah, Like, what are you doing? What are you looking at? Never mind. Not important. Because we're not here to talk about, now that I know, because I thought all the shows and everything were open. And
I thought so. So I was like, oh, they're going to go see some shows.
They are, but they're still at like half capacity. So it's like, you know, good luck getting a ticket. But I wouldn't be surprised if they start closing them. Wouldn't be surprised if they start closing the shows.
Good gracious.
Yeah, okay.
The last thing we wanted to talk about was this. Let's talk about the fact that you are an actor/writer. So have you ever written yourself your dream part?
Oh, yeah. I currently right now have my first feature film on Amazon Prime. It's called Space Detective. Here, can you see that? Is that backwards? You see that?
No,
it's Space Detective.
Nice.
That's my movie. That's my movie. It's a feature film that I co-wrote with the director, and I star in it. I also produced it, and it's currently right now on Amazon Prime for free. So if you have that,
watch it. So that's something to check out tonight after the beach.
Yeah, totally.
And everyone else.
It's pretty psychedelic. So, you know, go in prepared with whatever drink or whatever vice. And have a good time.
Okay. I like it very much.
I'm really hoping that you brought up Space Detective. So how did you get that done?
Oh boy, that was like many years process. We wrote it a long time ago, and it took several years to shoot because it's all like, I call it quasi-animated, because it's like real live actors in front of a green screen. And then in post-production, we turn it into like an animated movie. So all the backgrounds are all animated. Even the actors are animated too, if you will. So the whole thing is like an animated movie. So I don't know if you've ever seen or been a part of animated movies before, but those take a pretty long time to make. I mean, even the multi-million-dollar Pixar movies take 3 years, you know, and we're not that. We're just a couple of guys who shot a movie in our garage. So it took a little bit longer than 3 years. But when we finished it, we did end up going to several film festivals. We ended up going to about 10 or 11 film festivals. We won like half of them. So, you know, we did really well.
Nice.
Okay, so how was it to act and produce and write a movie? I mean, was it like crazy, hectic, busy?
How many times did you put your brain off and on a day? That's what we really want.
That's what I really want to know.
Every day we shot. Every day we shot. Even it was like, you know, we would plan a setup for a day to shoot, and it would be like maybe a week or two before that shoot. And as the producer, I was in charge of, like, you know, all the props. I was in charge of all the makeup. I was in charge of all the wardrobe and stuff like that. So I had to make sure all of that stuff was ready up to the day of the shoot. And then on the day of the shoot, I had to put my wardrobe on. I had, you know, this crazy makeup on and all this kind of stuff. But in between the actual shots, you know, I had to put, you know, my producer hat on and make sure this light was okay and make sure this prop was okay and everything was good, and like, okay, well, let's shoot. All right. And then I would have to jump in front of the stage and, all right, action, and then just start acting. And then as soon as it's over, I'd have to go right back to being, you know, producer mode, making sure everything was good. So, I mean, it was crazy. The days of the shoot were crazy because it was just like I was all over the place.
So how long did it take you to shoot? It took you the entire, like, what, 5, 6, 7 years to shoot? Like, or did you just, like...
The actual shooting process principal photography took about 3 years. And that was like, you know, shooting this day and then prepping for the next day, which might be 2 weeks later, and then prepping for the next day, which might be the following weekend. It was all kind of like that. And it was sporadic over the course of about 3 years. But total shooting days was about 32, 33 days, which is about average for a movie. But most movies, they shoot those 30 days consecutively in a row. Like ours was thinly spread out across 3 years. But then after we finished shooting all the post-production, because it's an animated movie, that took several more years. And then, you know, producing all the music and all the sound effects and recording the dialogue, that took a lot of time too. So, I mean, honestly, we one of the things we always say is that it was a decade in the making, which is about true.
But the thing is, even if it took a decade, it's yours, it's there now. I mean, and it's something you can forever be proud about. And you're like, yeah, it took me a decade, but darn it, I was mine. Hard on it.
I got a lot of flack from people because it was just taking so long, and I'm just like, sorry, it'll be done one day.
Okay. You know how bad? Because like our movie is taking us a whole year.
Yeah, we're not done.
We're not done.
We're not done.
And people are like, "What are you guys doing?" And we're like, "We're still working on it."
Fine.
Yeah, people don't realize. A lot of people don't realize how long movies take. I mean, it can take 2 to 3 years to develop your film, much less start getting people attached to it and actually shoot it. That could take another couple of years. People don't realize that. They just think that, oh, you just get your script and you get your actors and you shoot and then it's done. It's like, no.
We're not as good as you. No. We did a documentary. There was no way in the world.
No way.
No way in the world.
In the world. Acting, Jade. Acting.
Oh, no. You had to act once. I remember. It was in Las Vegas. It was for breakfast.
For breakfast?
Yeah, because we'd actually eaten the breakfast, so we had to try to put the scraps together.
It was bad. It was bad. I couldn't believe that I was eating breakfast because I was like, I'm so full.
Right. And the same piece of.
You have to fake eating.
Yeah.
I don't know how to fake. Either I'm gonna eat or I'm not gonna eat. Come on now, I'm too curvy for that. Put the food in there and we eating or we not. All right, you gotta tell me because if we not eating, it'll cool. But if we are eating, let's get it done.
Right. Documentaries are easy though.
No.
A lot of research.
Yes, it's ridiculous. But unfortunately, we're doing it on Indie Authors, so.
Yeah, so.
We've already done that research. All right, so.
Okay, so back to you. Actually, I want to come to us. Do you mind if I be semi-narcissistic and selfish?
No, sure, go right ahead.
Okay, so I have to ask you, since one of the reasons that you're here is because of Managers.
Mm-hmm.
Did you like the part of narrator? I think there's 3 questions I'm asking her. Did you like the part of narrator? What do you want to see happen in episode 2? And how do you feel I should expand your character? I don't know how to expand a narrator. But...
Yeah, I don't know how to expand it. I mean, I did like playing the narrator. I mean, it was fun because I'm there from page 1 to the last page. Although, as an actor, you want to act, you want to pretend and be someone else and stuff like that versus the narrator. And the narrator just has to make sure that he says everything proper and all that kind of stuff. So there's a difference between playing a narrator and acting in it. So as far as that was concerned, it's fun. I mean, I like doing that. I like being the narrator. I have a good voice for narration, so it kind of worked. As far as where it can go, I mean, I don't know. That's up to you guys. But whatever it is, I liked it. I thought it was there was a lot of potential there for a lot of fun and a lot of comedy and a lot of not just drama, but intrigue. There was several different characters, so you have several different permutations of characters of who could talk to who and what's going on. So I liked it. I thought there was a lot of potential there.
Okay. And so we can't expand the character of narrators, what character would you expand? I don't care. If you even remember the characters.
I liked, what was his name? The womanizer. What was the guy's name? Ronald, yes. See, when I first read it, I was like, oh, I could play Ronald. I know this guy. That kind of sounds like me a little bit. So that's the part I would want.
I'm sure you pull it off well.
I'd try. I'll try.
Okay, those are all the questions for me from the narcissistic side. Let's get back to you. You. So what's your dream role to play? What do you feel would be the most artistically challenging role that you would want to play that you've seen out there? For yourself, of course, not for anyone.
You mean somebody else's stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, personally, my dream stuff, me and my film partner, we have several script ideas that we would love to do. So, there's also a sequel to Space Detective that we're working on. So there's a lot of that stuff that we'd love to do. But as far as like something else, I think I'd love to play Dracula. I think I would be a good Dracula. Or some kind of vampire. I don't know. Something like maybe a vampire in Vegas.
Write it. You should write it. I feel like you're gonna write it, like the vampire in Vegas. Like I feel like that's another film.
Yeah, it's possible. Well, my film partner, that was one of his first scripts in college was a vampire in Vegas. So it's like, it's somewhere on the back burner.
All right. What are you working on now, and where can people check out more about you and the stuff that you are producing and putting out there in the world?
Okay. Right now, we just recently finished our latest script. It's more of a horror movie. Like, it's a monster movie, basically. But it actually has a lot of drama in it, and it has a lot of comedy too, and action. But it's more about like America, and it's about racism, because there's these different monsters and they hate each other because they're different kinds of monsters. So there's a lot of that going on in the movie, and it's really good. I think it's one of the best things I've written. So we're in the process of writing like the second draft of it. We finished the first draft, I don't know, like a month ago. So we're working on that second draft, and we'll probably do a third or a fourth draft. And then from there, I don't know, we may put it on the back burner and work on one of our other scripts. I don't know, we'll figure that out. We have also, besides that, we finished Space Detective, and we went through the film festivals, and we did great. We won like half of them. We ended up going to the London International Film Festival. They loved us over there. We have this weird like cult following in London right now. It's kind of it's funny.
Oh, it's like
there's a lot of people. Yeah. There's a lot of people in London who love us. So there's a lot of people wanting more Space Detective. So we know the story of Space Detective, so we know where it goes. Our original plan was to have a trilogy of movies, part 1, part 2, and part 3. But a lot of people over the course of our festival run, a lot of people said that it would actually work really well as like a TV series, like something on Netflix or Amazon or whatever like that. So we took that advice, and we ended up taking the original ideas for part 2 and part 3 and converting it into a television show. So we ended up writing, we have a whole Bible of the TV show, of how it works and who comes in it and all the characters and all that kind of stuff. We have a basic synopsis of 16 episodes, and we've already written the first 2 episodes. So as far as like a pitch for a television show based on Space Detective, like we're ready to go. Like we finished that pitch before we started writing this script. So that's just sitting there waiting to eventually have, some kind of pitch meetings for that. So it's like, we have quite a bit going on right now. We have that, and we have the script, and then we were talking about shooting another short film recently, but now with, everything going down, it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to get people to shoot something, so who knows? We were thinking also doing something like this, like a short film that was Zoom meetings, because I know there's a lot of people that have started doing that. They're making like short films where it's still a Zoom meeting, but they're kind of like your table read, something similar to that. Some people are actually making short films that actually incorporate the pandemic and incorporate the Zoom meetings. So there's a few ideas that we're thinking about. But right now we're focusing.
Very odd just happened. I'm going to comment on it because it just happened. So you were saying you were completely, totally, and ready to do a pitch meeting, right?
Yeah.
For
we're
TV?
still ready. We're still ready to go.
I looked down, and there was somebody, it was an executive from a new streaming service that was just like, hey, yeah, I can do that interview. And I found it absolutely, like, as you finished the sentence, they emailed.
That's exciting.
I was like, I should introduce them.
Yeah, sure. By all means.
Yeah, that was just hilarious. That was just the weirdest thing.
Absolutely. So where can people find out, like, do you have a website? I know we can find, what can we find on Amazon again? I want to say it again because I like
the title.
Because people hear, like.
There's a website. It's called spacedetectivemovie.com. And on there you can find the actual Blu-ray, if you're interested in buying, you know, if you're still old school and you're still watching Blu-rays, you can buy the Blu-ray there. You can also buy, we also have the t-shirts, and there's buttons and things like that that you can find on the website. That's spacedetectivemovie.com. You can also go to Amazon. It's for buy or rent on Amazon. You can rent it for like, I don't know, $3.99, whatever it is. Or you can buy the Blu-ray, which I can't remember what the price is, but no, it's $9.99 for the Blu-ray. No, I'm sorry. It's $9.99 to buy the streaming version of it. The Blu-ray, I believe, is like $20. Or if you have Amazon Prime, you can just look it up, Space Detective. Boom, there it is, and it's free. We finally put it up for free.
Nice. Fabulous. Thank you so much for coming on today. We really appreciate it. I don't really know how to like wrap up the ladies podcast, because the Ladies Tale podcast, because it's brand new. So you can check out everything your ladies are doing on www.andwethought.com.
That sounds good. And if you want to hear more podcasts, stay tuned. And in 2 more weeks, we'll have a new Ladies Tale podcast. So bye, you guys. Keep listening to the stories around you. Bye.
Bye. Thank you, guys. Be safe.